Hey there, how are you today? My name is Dana Damara, and you have landed on Astrocast. This is your weekly forecast from April 11th through the 18th. Now, I'm going to include a little preview about the Aquarius full moon that's happening on the 19th, because everything that happens this week is leading up to the Aquarius full moon. Now, we're not yet quite halfway through the Mercury retrograde period. So we're still in Mercury retrograde. So keep all that in mind as I'm talking to you about this. And normally I don't share my screen during the weekly forecast, but I need to share this with you so that you can see it. It's pretty amazing. All right. So this week, first of all, the only phrase that I could come up with as far as the theme was big energy. It's like, this is really big energy this week, and I'll explain to you why. So first of all, this is the printout for August 19th. Okay, so this is a little bit fast forward through the week, but all these things are happening this week. So first of all, we have Mars squaring Jupiter, or Mars conjunct Jupiter. So Mars and Jupiter are both in the sign of Gemini. This is an energy that's really bold. It's wanting to push us forward into our passions, into our purpose, into what we love, into what we want to do with our life. Like, all of this energy is coagulating together with Mars and Jupiter. This energy of Mars and Jupiter is actually then creating a T-square to Saturn and to Venus. Okay, so when anything creates a T-square, and by the way, this isn't the only T-square we have this week. Okay, so that's why this is such big energy. When we have T-squares, the energy is pushing us, it's creating tension, it's asking us to like do the thing that we need to do to move forward. And when we're talking about Venus that's sitting in Virgo, okay, and then Saturn that's sitting in Pisces still, we're talking about taking responsibility for our life, taking responsibility for our value system, what we value, who we value, how we value ourselves. How much value do we really put on ourselves, and where are we devaluing ourselves? So big changes, big news, big something could happen in relation to your career, where you live. Mars is going to help you direct the energy. Mars is going to help you push through anywhere where you are restricting yourself. That's Saturn, right? Now, Mars is going to say, hey, we're going to move forward. We want to do the thing. Let's be bold. Let's be courageous. And Saturn is going to tell you where you are restricting yourself, where you've been, holding your own self back. So this is a whole other podcast, I think, about how we hold ourselves back and how our old internal narratives actually keep us from achieving that which we desire. So this week is big energy that's pushing us forward, but also big energy that wants to make some shifts. I'm going to show you the other T-square that's pretty powerful. Okay, so the other T-square that's pretty amazing, and this won't happen, it'll be pretty exact, pretty close to exact, but it will happen in conjunction with the new moon. So we have the moon, we have the sun sitting with Mercury, by the way, creating a T-square to Uranus. And Uranus is the big change energy. Uranus is the energy that is actually saying time to make big changes, time to do the thing. Uranus wants us to be free from our old patterns. Uranus wants us to make a quick decision. Uranus wants us to use our higher mind, our intuition. So remember what I said at the very beginning. Keep in mind that Mercury is still in retrograde. So with Mercury in retrograde, everything needs a little bit of reflection. So the energy of Mercury retrograde is actually helping us this week to kind of slow down a little bit, find some patience with what it is that we're doing. But at the same time, and I use the word but consciously, at the same time, making sure that you are co-creating or putting into play or putting into a plan that which you really desire. And no more messing around, no more, well, I'll put that off till later, or I'll save that for next year. If you hear yourself say those things, ask yourself, how bad do you want it? right? Whether it's a purchase of a new house or a new relationship, or if you want to lose weight, or if you want to find a new job, like whatever it is, the energy is asking you leading up to this full moon, where are you going? What are you doing? And what change do you want to make? I mean, that T square to Uranus is powerful all on its own. The T square to Uranus will create some kind of like shocking development, some sudden shift, it could just be in the way you think or the way you process information, but it could be some tangible issue in your life as well that will shift, and it will create a sense of freedom for you. Okay. Now with this T square, so with these two T squares, okay, we've got so much powerful energy asking us to, for lack of a better word, lay down our misgivings of ourself, let go of old beliefs, old ways of seeing a relationship, old narratives. This energy is asking us to just drop it and to be prepared, be flexible enough to recognize when something that is more in alignment with your heart is coming through, because this energy is also very full of opportunity. It's Jupiter and Mars. So this energy has got great opportunity, but it's going to potentially put you in a new position, in something that might be scary and something that might be uncomfortable. But this is the bold, creative energy. This is big energy week. So with big energy week, whenever there's big energy like this, I mean, of course, I'm giving you the general overview. So this energy is going to land with you differently than it will someone else, right? So you can figure out how this energy is smashed up against your chart, and you could see, or you could just feel into your body and ask yourself, how am I feeling today? And if the energy is too big, because when we have big energy like this, when things shift, we could get triggered, we could react instead of respond, we could start an argument, we could fall into old patterns of self-sabotage. You know what I'm saying, right? So I would be really aware of how you're feeling, and ask yourself, do I need to rest, or do I need to like run with this energy? Because sometimes we need to run with it. Sometimes it's like, okay, I have to like use this big energy. I have to go work out. I have to run. I'm going to go and do the thing, whatever it is that you do, right, to move your body. But sometimes the energy is so big that it's overwhelming and you need to rest. So my invitation to you this week, as we lead up to the full moon, which I will do a full report on, is to tune in. Tune in to the energy around you. Tune in to your own energy and ask yourself, how can I use this big energy this week? Is there a project that you've been wanting to start and you've been kind of putting it to the side? Start. Is there a colleague that you're having a real issue with? Do you want to have a conversation? Great. Is it going to create an argument? Don't do it. It's big energy, because you're not the only one feeling it. And everyone else is, whether they subscribe to this or not. So remember that everybody's in the big energy. We're on this big cauldron, and you have to figure out how to use the energy. Okay. I know how I'm going to use it. Super excited. If you want your chart read, reach out to me. You can find me at danajamara.com. You can also find me on Instagram at Dana Jamara Evolution, and just shoot me a note, or just go to my website. You'll find it on there. It says work with me, astrology reading. Everything you need to know is on that page. All right. I hope you have a great week.